All right. Good morning, Summer Academy. It is Thursday, July 8th of 2021. How's everyone doing today? You guys can come off and tell me. Thumbs up.
I'm doing good. I rode on my dad's bike to work. My dad's bike to school today, so I'm really good.
Oh, that's even better. Awesome. I like that. Some nice exercise, right? Just be careful when you go home later, all right, ma'am? All right. Today's going to be awesome. Here's today's structure. We're going to review multiplying and dividing fractions. We're going to have a quick little lesson on that. After the lesson, you guys are going to take a little assessment when we were adding and subtracting fractions, what we did on Tuesday. And then yesterday we were doing some adding and subtracting with same and different denominators. And then you'll have a few questions on multiplying and dividing today. That's it. It's 5 questions on the assessment. So instead of an independent and exit ticket, you'll have a weekly quiz on Thursday. And then don't forget, your iReady is due today at 3 o'clock to earn that free 100. I would love to shout out all of you. So thank you to Yankel, Jayvon, Daniel, Jayson, Hayley, Branson, Marley, and Jacksin for being on time. I appreciate you all. Daniel volunteered to be your screenshot taker again today, and Hayley volunteered to read the learning target. So I'm going to present my screen. All you got to do is listen. If you have a notebook, I know Hayley was writing some notes down, I think, this week, right? I saw her looking and writing. Feel free to write. If not, just pay attention so you could rock out your quiz, all right? Sound like a plan? Let's get the show on the road. And by the way, Selena says hello. My puppy. Okay, I'm going to put her down now so I can go use both my hands to write. All right. So, all right, let's go to... Sorry, guys. Let me go to, I thought I had it pulled up. I apologize on that. Just type your name if you just came in. First and last name, please, in the chat. If you came in a few minutes before I started, because I started a minute early. Thank you, Jacksin, for putting the link. All right, so here is today's work. And thank you for being on time. It means a lot. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Hopefully this goes, oh, here we go again. This happened on Tuesday, remember? Oh, Noah's coming. And Noah is coming. Oh, Nahidelin's on time today. Wow, you've been great. All right. I don't know what's going on over here, but it is taking a really long time to open up, and it's aggravating me. Here we go. Okay. I think it's because I have a lot of tabs open at the top of my screen. That could be part of it. All right. So let's get the show on the road. Miss Hayley, today it is Thursday, July 8th. We're working with Standard 6 NS1. Whenever you are ready, Hayley, take it away.
Learning target. I can interpret and compute quotients of fractions by using visual fraction models and equations to represent problems.
Awesome.
Lesson notes on dividing fractions and multiplying fractions. Today, scholars will review multiplying and dividing with fractions without visuals. We will go over old Common Core questions and practice our skills on annotation. Important vocabulary words. Quotient is an answer to a division problem. Multiplication. Does it say multiplication?
Multiplicative inverse.
Multiplicative inverse. A number is a multiplicative inverse of another number, and a product of 2 numbers is 1. A reciprocal, the multiplicative inverse of a number with fractions. The numerator and denominator are switched. Steps on dividing fractions. KFC. Keep the first number fraction. Change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Do a reciprocal of the right side. Flip. Multiply the numerators and simplify if needed.
Okay, so we're going to practice how to divide fractions by, as Hayley just read, by using the keep, change, flip method, KCF method. And when we multiply a fraction, when we have to get there, when we start with division and we do the KCF, we're actually doing the reciprocal, which means flipping the fraction. We're going to show you. All right, so stepping it up, multiplying fractions and whole numbers. So let's have, hey, Jayson Sanchez, can you read the green sneaker questions? There's 4 steps. on going from multiplying a fraction to a whole number. Can you read the 4 steps, please?
Convert the whole number to a fraction. Multiply numerator. Multiply denominator. If necessary, convert the fraction to a mixed number or simplify.
Okay, so when we do the KCF method and we have a division question, right? We're actually going to be, after we do all the KCF, we're actually multiplying the fractions. Mr. Sanchez, since you did such a nice job reading the green converse questions on multiplying, can you read the purple ones where it says dividing fractions and whole numbers, sir?
Change division to multiplication, convert whole number to a fraction, write a reciprocal of the second fraction, multiply if necessary, simplify.
So let's take that now when we're dividing fractions. So let's have Jacksin. I would like for you, Jacksin, to read dividing fractions for us, please.
What does it mean? It means to tell how many fractional parts are in another number.
Can you read the example?
Example, 1
Half.
1/2 divided by 1
Eighth.
1/8. This means how many 1/8 are in this 1/2.
Right? So how many 1/8 are in 1/2? Right? So we're going to keep the 1/2. We change the division to multiplication, and then we do the reciprocal. So let's try it. All right, problem number 1. Hayley, would you like to start us off and read number 1 for us, please? All right, let's see what you got.
What is 4 divided by 1/3 equal to?
Okay,
You can draw a model, picture, or assist you.
Okay, so let's do this. We're going to use the keep, change, right? Flip, which is known as the KCF method. Oops, not a 9 there. He'll be like, what is she talking about? This lady's crazy today, right? Keep, change, flip. Okay, if we had to draw this out, what would this look like? Any ideas?
We would we would draw 3 in a circle, and we would shade out 1.
Okay, so we're gonna, she said draw 3 or 4 circles.
3. Oh, you're gonna put
How many
4.
holes? Good, so 4 holes, right? And then we're gonna divide it into how much?
3.
Third. So it's gonna look like something like this, right? See the strokeness is like so thin. Okay, so like this, right? Let's do the next one. Let's do a green. And I got a little festive here. Let's do, we don't want to use blue. We want to use pink. All right, like this. Here we go. Okay. So you said that we have to draw 4 holes, which we did. And you said you have to divide each one into 1/3. So technically, how many 1/3 are in 4? How many are there? There's 3 times how much? 3
times 1.
How many holes did you tell me to draw?
4. So it's
Okay.
times 4,
Which is what?
which is 12.
Okay, so now we're going to apply the keep, change, flip method, right? So we're going to keep the 4. And how do we make 4 a fraction? We put the denominator over what?
Over the 12.
Over 12 or over 1? When we want to make
Over 1.
good. It says divided by, so we know that the symbol looks like this. 1/3. This is how we're going to set it up. That's exactly what you told me to draw. You said draw 4 circles and divide them into 1/3, correct? Now
Yes.
you're going to use the keep, change, flip method. So that says I'm going to keep the 4 over 1, right? Keep the 4 over 1.
And then
I'm
you're
going-
gonna flip it. You're gonna flip you're gonna change the
You got it. You change the division to what? You got this.
to a multiplication, and then you keep, oh no, don't you keep the 1/3?
So let's look at what you did. You said you keep the 4 over 1. Okay, keep. Then you do C change, you change division to multiplication, and then you do the reciprocal of 1/3, which is, flip it.
3/1.
Good. And now when you multiply, you just said the answer before. 4 times 3 is how much? Your numerators is how much?
12/1.
Which is the same as what whole number? You just said it.
4. No, 12.
Yeah, you told me what to draw in the picture, right?
Yeah.
See how the visual converts into the math now.
Oh, I get it now.
It's okay. It's not easy stuff, but you got it. All right. So we're going to take a picture after we do number 2. All right. So this is a model below. I'm going to make it a little larger. This question might look familiar. I believe we did it in class. How many gray parts are there? Somebody tell me. How many gray pieces are shaded, guys? Count.
7.
You guys, she says 7. Do we agree with her? 1, 2, 3. How many are there? Somebody help me out. She says 7. This is 4,
7.
5. Okay, 7. And how many are not shaded?
2.
2.
There are 7 gray shaded. Oops. There are 7 gray shaded parts. Now, when you look at that number line, how many holes are there? So to help you out, I'm going to actually use purple. So how many holes? 1 hole. How many holes are there?
3.
Good. Does everyone see that? 2, and then this would be the 3rd hole. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we know we have that. So we have 3 holes. We need to figure out which equation is going to demonstrate the answer of being 7 for showing this model. So let's look at it. If we multiply 2/3 times 3.5, we're going to get 2 1/3. Well, maybe that could be true, but we don't know. If we multiply 2 1/3 divided by 2/3, we should get 3.5. Do we have 3.5 here?
No.
No. So we're going to go like this. 2 1/2 divided by 2 1/3 is equal to 3 1/3. Well, are there 3 1/3 shades?
There are shaded.
But are there 3 1/3 left over?
No.
How many thirds are in a hole? Guys, help her out. How many thirds are in a hole? There are 3. If you didn't know, I'm going to tell you. There were 3 thirds in a hole. So now, Hayley, you can go back and answer the question in how many thirds are in a hole?
3.
3. So we know that we have 2 here and we have 1/3 left over.
Oh, yeah.
Can that be true?
It could.
Okay, maybe. We have 7 over 1, which is what we identified as, right? We have 7 of these pieces divided by 1/3 should equal 2 1/3. Well, let's do the math and let's figure that out because we're on our way to something, right? So remember, we're going to keep the 7 over 1 as Hayley did before. What happens to the division sign, guys? What does it become?
Multiplication.
Good. We're changing it and we do the reciprocal of 1/3. Flip 1/3. What does it become?
So it's 3/1.
Okay. And if you multiply 7 times 3, we get 21. Does that make sense? Are there
Yes.
21 pieces here?
No.
No. Okay. Let's go do this question. Let's do the orange one or the green. 2 1/3. We're going to multiply 2 times 2, which is 4 plus 1, which is 5/2. So this would become 5 over 2. We change the division to what?
To a multiplication,
What happens to the 2/3?
it becomes 3/2.
And if we flip it, if we multiply 5 times 3,
It's gonna equal 10.
oh, 5 times
No,
3.
15. Sorry.
15.
So we get 15 over 4. We have to convert that into a mixed number. So how many times does 15 go into 4?
3.
3. How much is left over? What's 15 minus 12?
3.
3. So this would be equal to 3, and this would be equal to 3 holes with 3/4 as the remainder, as the fraction. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's try this one. We have 2/3 divided by 3.5. So let's do this. 2/3. We're going to change this to multiplication. We're going to multiply 2 times 3, which is 6 plus 1, which is 7 over 2. But then we have to flip the 7 over 2, right? Because we had to convert it.
So it's 2/7.
Right. So now we have 2/3 times 2/7, which becomes 4/21. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does?
I mean, it makes sense how you did it, but it's not the answer, so it's B
So,
is the answer.
but does it show you that you have 3 3/4 here though? Or could it be A?
It could be A
Hmm,
because it makes more sense. The last one didn't make any sense at all because it said 2/3.
perfect. All right. I just want to, Daniel, let me know when you have this, bud. I'm going to make this a little smaller for you, sir. All right. Where's my buddy, Daniel? All right. Daniel, where are you at, bud? Daniel. Daniel. Daniel? Did Daniel leave?
I
Daniel?
have to take the screenshot.
Daniel is there.
Did he go somewhere? Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. Wait. Just gotta take the picture. Daniel, let me know when you have it. Give me a thumbs up, all right? Got it? You did an awesome job yesterday with it. Okay, let's go into the next one. All right, we're gonna move along here. All right, Marley planted seeds in a garden. In 3/5 of a garden, she used 1/2 pound. How many pounds will she use in the garden? So we have to first, before we figure out if it's greater than or less than, how are we gonna set this question up? We're gonna multiply it or we're gonna divide it? How do we set it up?
We're gonna divide
Yes, and then we're gonna convert it to what operation?
to multiplication.
Beautiful. So now let's look at this answer. And then we can figure out if it's greater than or less than 1. So what is the first numbers that we're gonna write? What is the first fraction in the question?
3/5.
Divided by,
1/2.
and we're gonna use the KCF method, right?
Yeah.
Keep, change, flip. Right?
Yes. So
Okay.
we keep the 3/5. We change the symbol to multiplication, and we flip 1/2. So it's gonna be 3/5 times 2/1.
So she says 3/5. We change it to times 2/1. And now she says you do multiplication. And what do you arrive at? What's 3 times 2?
6.
And 1 times 5, your denominator?
5.
But can we keep it as 6/5 or we have to do division to make it a mixed number?
We have to do division because it's an improper fraction.
So divide to make a mixed number. Right? We all see that, correct? So let's divide 6 divided by 5. So now we got to do that over here. We're going to put 5 on the outside and we're going to divide it by 6. How many times does 6 go into 5 about?
1 time.
1 times 5.
1 times 5 is 5.
6 from 5 is how much?
That's 1.
Okay, so when we have a remainder, we put that as the numerator. And the outside number called the divisor goes as the denominator.
So it's 1 and 1/5.
1 1/5 pounds of seeds from Marley's garden. Now, here's the next question that we didn't answer. 1 1/5. Is that greater than or less than 1? 1 1/5 is the answer.
Isn't it less than?
So we got the answer to be 1, and then we have 1/5.
Oh no, it's greater than.
Right, you see that? 1 1/5.
Yeah, because it's 1 itself is just 1 and it adds an extra fraction, so it gives a little bit more value.
Very good. I'm happy you were able to catch that on your own. Okay, so I'm gonna let Daniel take a picture. Daniel's gonna screenshot number 3 for you guys. This is what you're gonna see on your quiz, okay? Right? Daniel, give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready. Awesome. All right, let's do this one. All right, who wants to read it and try it? We got Hayley running the whole class right now. Who's gonna help her out? Who wants to be her assistant? Hayley's got her hand up. All right, Hayley, go ahead. Take it away.
So what is 2/1/2 divided by 1 and 1/2 equal to, by showing keep, change, and flip. So first we write the fractions or the mixed numbers.
Okay. All right, so what are they? I'm gonna catch up to you.
It's 2 and 1/2.
Mhm.
It's
2.5. Keep going.
and it's 1 and 1.5,
Okay, so she says 2.5.
and it's 1.5.
Good. Now I got a question for you, Hayley. We need to convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions, right? So we have to convert the mixed numbers into improper. We've been doing it, right? To improper fractions. Now, my question to you is, how do we go about to tackle that? Does anyone remember? Because if not, I'll be more than happy to show you how to do it. If you don't remember, it's okay. We use the MAD method, M-A-D, multiply, add, denominator, right? So we need to remember that?
Yeah,
It's ringing a bell now, right?
yeah. So
Go ahead.
don't we gotta
So we're going to multiply 2 times 2
2 times 2 is 4,
and
and then
add 1.
that's 5.
Okay, so this now we're going to use M. Oops, let me make that clearer. Sorry, I'm going to write use MAD. Reuse MAD. So what that means is we're going to multiply 2 times 2 plus 1, which is what?
5.
And we keep the denominator, so 5/2, right?
Yeah.
See that? Anyone have any questions on how she got 5/2? We're going to change this to what sign?
Multiplication.
And we're going to use the MAD method again for 1 and 1/2. Multiply the
that's
whole
2.
times the denominator, add the
So
numerator.
it's
Go.
3. It's
Huh?
3. It's
3.
3 and it's 3.
3 over what?
3/2.
Now that is the conversion from a mixed number to an improper. Now you got to do the reciprocal of 3/2. Flip 3/2. What do you get? Now you
2
got to flip
over
it.
3.
Good. Now you got to multiply your numerators. You're going to multiply 5 times 6.
10.
Good. 10. Very good.
And
10 over
6, right?
good.
Yeah,
Yes. Can you leave
still
it at
improper.
good? Can you guys leave it as 10/6, or now we have to convert that into a mixed number by
You
dividing?
have to convert it because it's an improper.
Yes. So now we have to convert to a mixed number by what? By the
Dividing it.
favorite, dividing, right? Okay, so let's go do that. Very good, guys. All right, let's see what we got. We're going to put 6 here, and we're going to divide this by 10. I know fractions are not everyone's friend. They weren't mine in school either, but I'm trying my best. How many times does 6 go into 10, folks?
It goes into it 1.
1
One.
times 6. Good.
So 0. No, we can't do it because it's a 0, and then that becomes 0. So 10 minus 6 is 4,
So we keep 4 as the numerator, and then we
and
put
then that's a 6.
good. Now, can we simplify 4/6, make it smaller by finding the LCD like we did yesterday?
Yes.
Yes. What can we divide by?
We can
2.
divide by 4.
Divide by 2 or 3, guys. What goes in evenly?
2.
2.
So what is the new fraction now? 1 and what's 4 divided by 2?
2.
And then 6 divided by 2, guys?
3.
3. So this is the same as 1 and 4/6, which is equivalent to 1 and 2/3. We worked with equivalent fractions yesterday, remember? Okay, so Daniel's going to screenshot this beautiful masterpiece that I made. Right, Daniel?
It's a little bit hard, but now I'm starting to get it because it's like really easy. All you have to do is just keep the first number, change the symbol, and then if it turns out to it, all we're gonna do is just do division.
Mm-hmm. but don't forget to first convert from a mixed to improper if needed, and then do the reciprocal, right? Very good. All right. We're going to call that, we're going to end here. That way you guys have time to do your quiz. So remember, when you're dividing fractions, you keep the first, you change the division to multiplication, and then the last fraction, you're going to do the reciprocal by flipping it. Keep, change, flip. Sometimes you'll have to simplify. So if you do the math and your answer's not there, it's because you probably didn't simplify or you made a mistake. So be really, really careful, because now I'm going to show you what your quiz looks like. Don't forget, 150 minutes of iReady is due today at 3 o'clock. Anyone have any questions about that?